The following video was recorded on location in my state-of-the-art office in the corner of my first floor apartment. If you like what you're about to hear, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell in the upper right corner.
Hey man, sorry about that.
Oh yeah, not a problem. Well, again,
Cool.
Thank you for taking the time to do this. As a huge fan of all the projects that you've ever been a part of, it's an honor to be able to talk to you about your third album with Iced Earth, Incorruptible, coming out this Friday through Century Media.
Thanks, bro, man. Thank you very much.
Oh, not a problem. So what was it like this time around writing Incorruptible?
This time around, it was actually, I mean, there's always little differences on every writing process, you know, every go around. But this one, this go around, man, it was really cool because, you know, we got this new headquarters, Independence Hall. We have a new little studio that we built, and so that was really, really awesome. It was a little more comfortable in that aspect. But it's always work, right? There's always little other stresses, you know. But you know, it was really comfortable in that aspect. And man, you know, it was really killer to be able to really focus on a lot of these individual songs and hit some individual subject matters and stuff like that, and hit on some really personal stuff too. There was a lot of healing process that we took a little bit of time off, and there was a lot of things that happened in our personal lives and in our camp and things that we had to get off our chest, and we had a lot of personal healing that we had done in between that time too. A little bit more growing and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of stuff we needed to get off our chest. So there was a lot of differences there. So I think all that became the perfect storm to come up with this album, Incorruptible, and I think we're really fucking proud of it, man. We're really happy about it.
As you should be. This is easily my favorite album that you've done with Iced Earth so far. I mean, everything from the production to the songwriting to all the vocal range that you're capable of. I mean, you get to show off so much of your skills this time around. I mean, it sounds like everyone that's been a part of it is just really having fun with this record and getting all the purges from the last few years out.
Yeah, no, like you nailed it, man. Like, it's a bit of a purging process because we fucking went through a lot, man, and I mean, between Dystopia and Plagues of Babylon, I think we played 1 million shows or something like that. Totally over-exaggerating, but you know what I mean. But, you know, man, we went through a lot. And man, my mom passed away, like, during the time, and I got married, and everyone else was going through all these other crazy big life things, and man, it was crazy. I like to think back what we went through in such a short period of time. It would have killed most people. I'm pretty darn sure. So, man, there's been a lot of growing, and so I probably lost track of your question. But anyway, I'm just talking here.
Actually, I really appreciate that. I mean, I'd rather just have it be more of a conversation than reading off random questions and not caring about what you're saying.
Sure. Let's see where the question goes and see where it happens, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I always find that to be better anyways, because, you know, it's like I get more in-depth and finding out more about the album process and everything that's going on with the band, and that's stuff that I truly care about, because, you know, it's like I always care about what's happening behind the scenes with an album.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's what you want to hear, right? So I think I'd want to hear if I was a journalist.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So with so much growth that did happen in the band, what about it musically have you been able to grow since you joined Iced Earth?
Oh, have I been able to grow musically?
Yeah.
Wow, I actually have grown quite a bit, man. Like I mean, as an artist, I mean, every artist looks back at their early years and they go, shit, I really sucked, or something like that, you know, and man, I look back all the time, and, you know, even from day one, I'm like, wow, I've grown quite a bit, even from my first band, of course, but even from Dystopia, working with, I learned a lot. So when I was in Into Eternity, I learned a lot from Tim Roth. He's an amazing songwriter, amazing singer, really taught me how to really hone a chorus, how to write a catchy chorus, how to really work with different riffs, how to work outside of the box, all that kind of stuff. So I really learned a lot there. But I don't think I really was the singer I could have been, you know what I mean? And then I joined Iced Earth, and then I started learning how to really become a singer and how to own the moment and how to embrace every word and own everything that I'm singing, because I think that's a really important thing, to own everything, because people will notice that. They're going to notice if it's forced. Fans are not stupid, man. They are smart people. I know I'm a fan, and when I'm at a show, and I know that if a singer isn't owning it and he's basically faking it, I can tell. And the singer doesn't even have to be. If the singer is in the moment, or not even just the singer, if the band is working as a whole unit and they're in the moment, they don't even have to be the best band, man. They don't even have to be the best musical, have the best musical prowess. They don't even have to be these musical virtuosos. But if they're owning that moment and they're capturing my heartstrings, that's the best thing possible, man. Honestly, because and that's what I learned. I learned definitely. John has taught me so much, especially recording, how to be in the moment and how to really own everything and how to be myself. He said, you know, how to, and even from Dystopia to now, I think I've really grown into my own vocal. From Dystopia, I was just really discovering things and I was playing it a little bit more safe, but now I'm really growing into what I want to do and I'm able to venture into different things and, you know, and that kind of stuff. So I think I've learned a lot working with John and just singing the Iced Earth catalog teaches you some shit, man. I'm telling you, singing Matt Barlow stuff, singing Tim Owen stuff, that will teach you some stuff, man. I'm telling you. And I'm blessed to be able to do it and work with some of the best in the industry.
And speaking of that last part, what was harder for you to learn on vocals? The Matt Barlow era, the Tim Owens era, the early era? What was hardest for you?
You know what, man? Both singers have their challenging songs for me, to be honest, man. I can't just tell you that Tim Owens' songs are more challenging than Matt Barlow's because they are both probably some of the most phenomenal metal singers out there, right? So I can't really tell you that. I can tell you there's certain songs like, God damn it, I don't like doing 10,000 Strong sometimes, but I got to do it, you know? God damn it, I don't like doing Wolf, but I got to do it sometimes, you know? There's a lot of different ones on both sides of the coin that are difficult, but I love it because I love a challenge, man. I love a challenge, and as long as because if I'm not being challenged, I think there's something wrong. I honestly do, man. If I'm not questioning, if I'm not like learning something. If I walked away and said, if I sat here at this interview and I said, I can do it both perfectly. I can sing it all. I've learned everything there is to learn. I may as well shut this computer off and end my career now because I'm never going to progress. And I'm obviously living in a fucking dream world, that kind of thing, right? So how I feel is like, I want to learn all the time, man. I'm always constantly learning. I'm constantly being humbled by singers. Man, we were just playing Sweden rock. Imagine sitting there listening to Miles Kennedy. You know what I mean? Brother, that's a fucking humbling lesson right there. He is a phenomenal singer, man. And, you know, so there's a lot of people that you get humbled by, but it makes you fight more and it makes you want to learn more. And I'm into it, man. But yeah, both those singers have some challenging ones, but I'm always up for that challenge.
And that is so great to hear that too, because there's so many bands that like to just reach par and then never want to progress. Like they found their sound, they never want to deviate in any way, they never want to progress their sound. But every time that you get into the vocal booth, every time you get on stage, you want to get better. And it's great to hear that because the fans appreciate that, and you learn as a musician as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And speaking of that, having just played Sweden Rock Festival, what was it like to be able to play some of the first time being able to help represent Incorruptible?
Oh, it's cool, man. We got to debut Seven-Headed Whore, which is a good song. We love that one. I think the fans really enjoyed it. You know, we got to do Great Heathen Army. We were doing that on the Headbangers Ball, but it was good to be able to play it in Sweden there. So yeah, that was really fun, man, being able to debut a couple of songs there. We've been, you know, we're all we had a rehearsal, so we were rehearsing some other songs, off the new album, just for fun, just because we wanted to. And yeah, man, it was good. It was good to be able to see that the fans are catching on to it. And hey, man, there was some fans even singing some of the lyrics and all that kind of stuff. So already, so I'm into it.
Oh, awesome! And of course, going back and playing some of the earlier Iced Earth material, as well as being able to debut some new songs at Sweden Rock Festival. How did you guys decide what songs to be able to play for the show?
Well, we just wanted to basically do a couple of new songs and then play some old hat stuff, some of the classics. Keep it so people are singing, you know what I mean, and keep it upbeat. So it's really hard to choose a set list, man, because there's like so many songs. But
Oh yeah, I mean, without question. I mean, with the legacy of Iced Earth and the amount of songs in the discography, I mean, it's so hard to be able to choose a set that's going to make everyone happy, but as long as everyone in the band can be happy with the set that they're playing, then it's going to be a great show.
Right. Yeah, no, like I said, yeah, you know, as long as, and no one's ever going to be happy all the time, you know, you're not going to satisfy everybody. Like every show we play, man, we played Live in Ancient Kurion, right? That one. I think we played something like 30 plus songs. I mean, that's like over a 2 hour, like almost it was like a 3 hour set, right? So we're trying to do everything we can. People still complain, you know? They're still like, how come you didn't do that song? It's like, well, man, we're never going to be able to play them all, guys. You know, it's just not going to happen. So.
Well, that's kind of the idea, too, is you want people to come back. I mean, you want to leave them wanting more.
And that's why we like teasing them and playing them like that, you know, because, you know, obviously we're never going to be able to play all the songs, but that's why I say, hey, guys, we can play that song. You never know what we're going to do on the next one, so come out to the next show, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, whether it was getting to see you guys opening for Volbeat a few years ago, or seeing you guys headline at First Avenue in Minneapolis with Sabaton and Revamp, I mean, you guys covered so much ground between both of those sets, and yeah, I mean, like, not every single song was played in order of the track listing from start to finish, but you guys played some amazing songs, and you guys played it amazingly well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's true. No, I appreciate it, man. I don't know what to say to that, but thanks.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like, there's always songs that you want to hear from a band, but as long as the band is playing with their heart and soul into it, they're having fun on stage, the crowd is having fun, to me, that makes the show worth it.
No, it does, man. Yeah, for sure. I mean, at the end of the day, the band could go backstage and go, I fucked up that lyric, or I didn't hit that note, or I fucked that solo up, or that rhythm break wasn't good enough, or I screwed up that drum fill. But at the end of the day, man, if we looked out in that crowd and the band was having a good time, who cares about our little mistakes? Because guess what? It's live. That's the thing.
Yeah, and again, that's another huge important thing. I mean, there's so many bands that rely on backing tracks and other things like that. I mean, while sometimes that is used for a lot of bands, I mean, it's great to see that everyone is performing live, and that is more human aspect, and it's so much more relatable live rather than just hearing the CD live. I mean, you're actually experiencing the band live.
Totally, and I mean, we you know, there's every band uses a certain amount of backing tracks. We really consciously try not to, as much as we can. We try to keep it to a minimum, very minimum, with our stuff. But sometimes it's called for, just a little bit of thickening, you know, a little bit.
And speaking of the live show, like you mentioned before, you did like 30 plus songs for a 2 hour set with Iced Earth. Considering all the vocal ranges that happen in Iced Earth, how in the hell do you keep your voice in check after something like that?
Well, man, they think I'm a cat. They call me a cat, man, because I sleep. Well, I sleep quite a bit, man. I drink a lot of water and I sleep on tour. It really seems to help me. So if I got to be up, I'm usually up eating or just like doing my hygienic things or whatever I got to do. But I've got to definitely got to get a lot of sleep, and I can't drink tons. Like I can't be drinking with the boys a lot, you know. Like I will, and they're like, oh shit, Stu's drinking tonight. Watch out. But when I pick my battles, I definitely pick them, but I definitely can't be. I can't be. How it works.
You know, it's good to see that you're still having fun when you're playing shows as well. I mean, obviously not drinking every night, but you know, it's just like occasionally being able to just enjoy yourself after a show. I mean, you should be while you're on shows.
Definitely, man. I mean, to be honest, a lot of people know I love my cannabis. I do love my cannabis. I do like to indulge in that. I don't drink much at all, but I do indulge in my cannabis, and other than that, yeah, man. If I am drinking with the guys, I will pick my battles. Like I'll have a day off the next day or something like that. So, but I try to keep as responsible as possible because it is a job, man. And to be honest, I don't want to go to a show and see the front man can't hit a note because he's been drinking all night. That's selfish, man. You know, it's just, I don't know. I just think that's selfish to the fans, and it's selfish because I'm being paid to do a job, and I'm being paid to be a professional and do something for the fans. And man, I love what I do, so I'm not gonna like have a shitty time up there there, and like, 'cause when I'm sober and having a great time and you're in a clear mind, you have so much fun up there. But when you're hungover and not having any of a headache and all that kind of stuff, you're not having a good time. So why would you do that to yourself, you know?
Yeah, it's an amazing point. I mean, when there's like animosity on stage, or someone's hungover, or someone's got something on their mind, I mean, the fans will be able to pinpoint that at some point, especially if they're paying attention. So when you have that clear state of mind and you're able to give the best show possible, there's no better feeling.
Makes people want to come back and watch you again, I'm assuming, you know? No?
Oh, and speaking of that, what do you guys got planned next as far as live shows?
As far as live shows, we've got just the summer festivals happening, and then we're going to be releasing the tours hopefully soon here, but nothing released yet. But yeah, definitely the summer schedule, which will just be the summer festivals for now.
Oh, very cool. It's good to see that you're reaching over in Europe with the huge fan base that Iced Earth has over there, and the legacy that Iced Earth has over there. It's good to be able to reach that out first and be able to promote the new album.
Well, exactly. Yeah. No. Yeah. It's a good thing, man, for sure. Iced Earth has always traditionally been done really well in Europe, and we want to keep that momentum going.
And speaking of that, so when you go out and are able to do these summer festivals, how is that for you compared to doing active touring, like in North America or anything like that, compared to the summer festivals? I'm
sorry, you cut out there. I missed the last part. Can you say that question again?
Oh, sure thing. Oh, yeah, I was just curious about what it was like for you playing the summer festivals as compared to like doing like a month-long tour in North America or something like that.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
Well, the flying and the time difference and the jet lag. Those are huge factors. When you do a bus tour in North America, you're usually on the same time zone, and you're usually, because the way North America is built, everything is pretty much the frickin' same. So you're not really missing anything. You can get anything you want. I can get if I'm in Boise, Idaho, I can pretty much get anything I want that I could if I was at home, right? So usually a Walmart there, or there's usually something I can usually get what I need or whatever, right? If there's a day off, go catch a movie, but I'm not jet lagged or anything like that. And sometimes when you're in Europe, like, I love the food out there and I love experimenting with new foods and stuff like that. But some people complain because they're like, oh, I just hate the food out there because it's all so different. If you're a person that doesn't have a wide food palette, if you only like burgers and fries, you're going to have a big problem in Europe. You're going to have problems because it's not a burger and fry place. There's different diversities of foods, and it's good stuff out there. Actually, they know how to cook, man. But so that's the thing. So there's a lot of differences, man.
Yeah, and it's an amazing feeling that you are able to travel around the world in such a prestigious band as Iced Earth and be able to show off everything you can do vocally, playing some classic Iced Earth songs, the songs that you've helped write with the band. I mean, that's got to be such a great feeling. I mean, knowing that it's your third album with the band and the band is going stronger than ever.
It is, yeah. I mean, of course, and the plan is to just keep getting stronger, and it is a good feeling. You are correct, man. It is a good feeling knowing that I've helped contribute to three different chapters in Iced Earth's catalog. I've helped write three chapters so far. So that's a very, very it's a very good feeling for sure. And I'm hoping to help contribute and write many more chapters until we can't do it anymore. I guess we'll see.
And speaking of that, for people who haven't had the chance to be able to hear the album yet, which of course is coming out on Friday through Century Media, what are some of your favorite moments that happen within the album?
Some of my favorite moments. I mean, the whole process. There's so many moments. I can't really pinpoint some. I mean, I'm sure I'll try and pick a couple, but there's man, I think definitely writing. There was a really cool moment during Seven-Headed Horror when I was discovering that vocal, because that's a very different vocal. It's a very extreme vocal, and so John and I had a lot of fun doing that one vocally. Kind of coming up with that. We were kind of like a couple of kids in a candy store, and it was kind of fun there. Black Flag was really fun to do, the pirate song. Black Flag and Clear the Way. I really got into the pirate character in Black Flag, and then I really got into the Irish character in Clear the Way, which I really connected to, man. Those were really fun moments. But man, this album is just riddled with with awesome moments. I could talk all day about it, but those are just some basic examples.
Yeah, and I do love so many of the concepts that happen throughout the Eister discography, but what I love about Incorruptible is just like there's so many different stories within the album, and you really do experience that with like Black Flag and Clear the Way, being able to get into those different characters like that. I mean, I can definitely hear that from a fan perspective.
Yeah, do you? Because I was always wondering that from a fan perspective, if you're really hearing those characters come out, because it's something I'm trying to work with, and especially in those thematic ones where there is sort of a historical aspect, and maybe I can tap into the culture somehow, but not overdo it, not make it too freaking cheesy, you know. But I hope I found that happy balance, and if I did, and you did like it, I appreciate you liking that. That's cool.
Oh yeah, I mean, I love the way that you're going about it too. I mean, it's definitely your take on it, and you know, of course, trying to make it a little more theatrical and really make those parts stand out. But yeah, I mean, there's no excessive cheesiness that's going on. I mean, it feels very heartfelt. It feels like you're really telling a great story.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Oh, not a problem. Well, thank you so very much for taking the time to be able to talk to me about everything that's going on with Iced Earth, everything that's going on with Incorruptible, which of course is coming out this Friday through Century Media. Being a lifelong Iced Earth fan and being a huge fan of your stuff since Into Eternity, it's a tremendous honor to be able to talk to you about everything that's going on.
Thanks, man. Appreciate the interview, and you take care, be healthy, and be happy. All right, man.